All right. Well, hey, Heston, first off, Coach Smith talked a lot about tempo and intensity. How has that intensity been?
Well, we're trying to keep the intensity up just, so that we get good reps, get good conditioning in, and all of that, but we also don't want to hurt, each other, because that's very counterproductive. So I think that we've done a good job of balancing, getting good quality reps while keeping each other alive. That's hard on the O-line and the D-line because, there is really no half speed on the lines, but, there are things that you can do to keep each other up, go 3 hard steps, and then kind of glide from there, and I think we do a good job of that.
What about the O-line this year? How are you seeing things so far?
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot for these, new guys and for us returners to prove. I mean, there's two returners, myself and Jordan Barnes. We both play on the left side, and we have 3 new guys, center, right guard, right tackle, and they have, a lot to prove. There's guys that are penciled in right now, but they need to prove that they can bring it, consistently, that they can pass block, keep Bomey on his feet. I have a lot of faith in these guys, but, it's good that we get this, preseason time to really sort out the kinks, get gelling together as a unit. For the other guys and bringing it together as a 5-person unit, we just got to keep practicing. We got to spend time together. We got to spend time in the film room. We got to eat together. We just got to be each other's family.
You're like you said, this is your 3rd year as a starter. This is it for you. Tell me how you're feeling coming into your final season at the Cat Dome.
Well, it's interesting for me. My first year as a starter was as a guard, and guard's a lot different than a tackle. I'm a tackle now. Guard's a lot simpler. It's a lot easier. It plays to my strengths being a big guy. You just got to be a big space eater. Last year I was, injured throughout the season, especially through the preseason and on, played hurt, and so I never really got acclimated to left tackle. So I felt that last year for me personally, though the team had a lot of success, it was hard for me to reconcile that with my own lack of success. I didn't feel that I was playing to my standards. I felt disappointed in how I was playing, even though we kept winning and went as far as we did. This year I feel healthier. I feel more confident in a lot of skill work. Getting my pass sets down, working with my hands, a lot of technical things that I wasn't really familiar with last year as a tackle, things that are different from a guard to a tackle. There's a lot more space you have to deal with. I feel a lot more confident in that aspect of my game, and like I said, I'm healthy, and I think that I'm personally ready to be on par with the success of our team. I don't feel that I'm going to be dragging the team down like I was last year.
Let's talk about how camp's going from your perspective.
From my perspective, camp's going great. We got a lot of kids that are out here ready to work. A lot of freshmen. We got a big class coming in, so it's kind of hard to work with that. We haven't had such a big group. I mean, there's like 185 guys out here, but we got all our paperwork done quick, got all our equipment done quick, quicker than last year. Working out real hard, so yeah, it's going great so far. It's looking good.
Well, let's talk about the receiver group in particular. You guys lost a couple of key seniors. You lost Gunner, and Trevor was obviously a big play receiver and also, an outstanding leader. Where do you think some of that stretching the defense is going to come in with the receiver core this year?
Yeah, I mean, words can't really explain what those 2 did for our offense last year. I mean, those were both great leaders on and off the field, in the classroom, football classroom that is. You can't really replace them. You can only kind of expect the other leaders to step up and do their own thing. And, everything is subjective and different with different leaders, but I think we really have the talent to stretch the field like Trevor did again with DJ, and with, we got a new burner with Chop, we got Klochek, we got Chris Slazak, we got a lot of kids who are fast on the outside and can play, and we also got some good inside guys, me and Buddy, we got some younger guys like Swarg and Brody coming in too. As far as leadership goes, us older guys really just got to step up and kind of find that role and see what it takes to be a leader, and we can only imitate what Gunner and Trevor did last year.
Well, let's talk about you personally. You're coming into your senior year. You kind of have a traditional Linfield story where you came in as a freshman, scout team kid. You had to really, bust your butt, and you basically made it so the coaches had to play you. There's 80 freshmen. So there's probably a lot of guys that are unsure right now. If those guys are watching you right now, what's the best advice you'd have for them?
Majority of our players at Linfield go through scout team, and that's the best place to improve. You bust your butt, you work as hard as you can on there, and you make yourself be noticed. You make the coaches have to pull you up. They want to pull you up, and that's the best way to go about it. Bust your butt on every play, no matter what it is, and I guarantee coaches will see you. Defensive coaches are going to talk to the offensive coaches and tell them, this guy's doing this guy's doing that. If you're out there and you're on a scout team, just keep with it. Don't quit. I know it sucks running that fly sweep with Lamont every week, but it is what it is. You got to do it.
How do you guys fight that complacency? Is it hard to fight, hey, we're 12-1, or do you feel like, man, we have something to prove?
Coming into the season now, we've had all spring to really know what it feels like to have that feeling of being, what were we, 8 minutes away from being in Virginia, 5 days later. So, I mean, just really to fight the complacency, that feeling right there just basically sits in the back of our head, this entire off season, winter, Jan term, spring, summertime. And now that we're here, we see the talent that we have coming in, and we know there's no letting down. I mean, you can't get to this level and just feel good about it. I mean, we can't feel good about going 12-1. That was, a great season, but at the same time, that you can't hit a mark or a peak. You got to keep pushing for that extra step. So I think, we're battling. I think we have that senior leadership all over again in a new class, and I for sure feel like we're not even close to stopping or giving up or letting up. I think we all know where we want to get this season.
Yourself, Aaron, and Taylor, and of course there's probably all sorts of young guys in the mix too. Let's talk about the running back stable at Linfield.
It feels amazing. I mean, in my first 2 years here, the last 3 seasons we went 6-3. That was, I hate to say it or pointing fingers, but that was kind of a problem. We had some spots, and that was a running back spot that really needed to be filled. And I think for Coach Smith and the crew to see what we have right now, and that we've put our time into the program, and Taylor and I are seniors now, and Aaron's going to be a junior. They gotta feel so comfortable knowing that they have 3. I mean, either of us could start at any moment in the game. I mean, if you had to go 3rd and 10, or if you had to go 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, I mean, you can put either of us 3 in there. And I think just that feeling of security for the coaching staff is more than amazing. And it's good for us. This is another level of maturity for us to know that we can't be that 1,000-yard rusher when we have, this group right here that could go 500 apiece. So I mean, we've talked a lot, and there's levels that you got to reach with each other and set your ego aside and realize that, like we come here to Linfield and, we are playing for a bigger picture than each other. So I think, I'm excited to see where the season goes, and I know everybody out there, they're good. They're going to be fun to watch.